Thank you very much, Vincent. It's a very kind introduction. So I did say that to him. I did say I was kind of sick of blockchain because the blockchain conferences that I go to are like weird cult religious, and I'm getting worried that he's going to lead us out into the jungle or something. It's disturbing. So, because it's not a religion. And then he stood up in front of you, you saw him standing right here saying, go out and spread the good news about and he's telling you it's not a religion. So I'm skeptical about this. Added to the fact that, and I don't want to criticize any of the people here because there's no need for that kind of thing. But I have to say that I've been to many discussions recently about the potential use of the blockchain in a variety of different applications. And the truth is, almost all of the things that I've seen about how to use the blockchain are stupid, for want of a better word. It's ridiculous, magical. You go to a meeting, someone says, well, we're going to fix this problem because we're going to put it on the blockchain. I'm like, that's fantastic. That's really good news. And how are we going to put it on the blockchain? We haven't really thought about that yet, but we'll worry about this kind of thing. We're going to put it on the blockchain. And so my standard response to this, which you'll see in a minute, is okay, if you're going to put it on the blockchain, tell me what's in the blocks. If you can tell me what's going to be in the blocks, then I'll listen to your idea about the blockchain. If you can't tell me what's going to be in the blocks, then it's just a fairy story. It doesn't mean anything, right? And I got criticized for saying that. So what I thought I would do today is stop talking in general terms. The blockchain is going to change the world. Yes, I know. It's going to save democracy. It's going to end world poverty. Global hunger is a thing of the past. Yes, I know. Okay, we'll put this to one side. So let's pick a specific example of an industry. And by the way, I didn't know what was going to be in the last presentation, so it's very convenient for me that they highlighted Internet of Things. That was a little bit of luck. So I thought, okay, let's pick a specific industry and challenge, okay, well, how exactly is the blockchain going to fix it? And then you can all shout out what's in the blocks, and then I'll show you, right? So I'll prove that if you can answer that question, you can be taken seriously, I hope. So I thought today I'd use Internet of Things as the example, and I hope you like my example. And I hope it illustrates something about where we're going. So let's start with the Internet of Things. So this is a thing. Doesn't particularly matter what thing it is. It happens to be, what is it? Oh, it's the kettle. Oh, so I went to, did anybody else go to CES in Las Vegas this year? I did. Yeah, it was good. Really fun time. And we drove through Death Valley and we had super time. But for ordinary people who didn't get to go to CES Las Vegas this year, let me just show you. I want to show you a couple of the things. I just want to illustrate the point about Internet of Things. So this is a Wi-Fi kettle. So if you have this kettle, you can connect it to Wi-Fi. And then I'm not really sure. I didn't really follow the whole thing. But the point is, you can connect it to Wi-Fi, and I think we'd all agree that's a pretty good thing to do. I don't know why. Okay, but not all the things there were stupid. Most of them were, but not all of them. No, but you know, the thing is, what if you're away from home and you want to know, is my kettle still there? Or... See, I'm not the business guy. We're going to use crack teams of management consultants to come up with the applications for this. I'm just showing you the platform. I don't know what the application is. So we can connect our kettles to the Wi-Fi. That's a breakthrough. This is one of the. So this is Fitbit for dogs. This is not Photoshop. This is real. I'm showing you real things from CES. And by the way, this wasn't the only one. There are a lot of these, right? I'm laughing my ass off at this. I'm with my friend Nick. We're looking at it. I'm laughing my Fitbit for dogs. It goes, you're the moron. These people are going to be billionaires. Like, I'm laughing my ass off. These things are walking out of the shops themselves. Like, everyone wants a Fitbit for their dogs. These people are going to be billionaires. You're looking at me skeptically. It's Fitbit, but for dogs. Don't you get it? See, the thing is, like, these people aren't entrepreneurs. They've got no vision. It's Fitbit, but for dogs. These people will be billionaires. And this wasn't the only one. There was a thing where you could play with your dog when you were at work. So there was like a machine that at home, and you put dog biscuits in it, and it could drop balls out or something. I can't remember. And it had like a camera, so you could, when you're at work, you could see your dog at home. And look, she's ordering one on Amazon right now. Like, these things will walk out of the stores. There was a little thing to play with your cat. I think it pulled little balls around. Like, I can tell you personally, my cat would not give up. Like, if I'm at work and the cat would be like. But nevertheless, people are prepared to spend a lot of money on these things. These were stormed, by the way. These stalls were stormed. Fitbit, but for dogs. It's brilliant. Now, of course, there's one or two little security issues around it, because obviously, we had that slight problem with the Wi-Fi kettles I didn't mention to you. I didn't want to spoil it for you, but the Wi-Fi kettles got hacked. And that meant that if somebody knew you had a Wi-Fi kettle, it means they could log in through your Wi-Fi kettle and get into your home Wi-Fi system. Don't worry about it. It's not a bit. I don't care if people get into my home computer and look around. There's nothing in there, really. For Mark, this would be more distressing. For me, I don't. People can do it, I don't care. But I did have a good idea, because I was thinking, if I wanted to assassinate somebody, right? Like in the old days, you'd have to stalk them out and follow them around and learn their daily, like in a James Bond film, right? Like learn their daily routine. And now all you do is you work out what's the Bluetooth address of their Fitbit for the dog, right? And then you put the bomb behind, and then when the dog walks past, then you blow it up. It's nice and easy. So there's lots of use cases for Fitbits for dogs. And I'm pretty sure other people can. But nevertheless, dogs are on the internet. Remember that thing? On the internet, nobody knows you're a dog. Now, on the internet, nobody knows that you're a dog pretending to be a fridge, pretending to be a person on the internet. No one knows anything now. We've made no progress in 20 years, none at all. This is my favorite, socks, because I'm sure you've all thought about connecting your socks to the internet, and if only there was the technology, we would do that. And this was my favorite one. This is my favorite one for two reasons. So one, socks. They're putting socks on. I'm glad they're not wasting their time on Alzheimer's and cancer research, aren't you? These people are putting socks on the internet, right? It's my favorite stand, because socks. And also because they had the most disgusting prop on there. So on their stand, they had a disgusting model of a foot. And it was rubbery, it felt real. So this is like a model, and this shows what could happen to your foot if you don't connect your socks to the internet. And I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Look at this, So people are going, okay, so everything's being connected to the internet, so you have to believe me on that. I've just shown you some examples to show you everything's being connected to the internet. So 5 minutes left, are you joking? Who put that up? Is it that boring? I stand corrected. I listen to the box office. I'm sorry about that. So we'll have to hurry up a little bit then. So I didn't think socks would be a good example. But I think I did make the right choice here, because standing up here, I can see this is quite a fashion-conscious audience. I can see down here. There are many people down here who look very fashionable. And so I feel that you'll be in sync with this choice. So if we have to pick one kind of... For example, there are many people in this room who are wearing quite a wide variety of dull blue suits in different kinds, and that's diversity, right? Because some people haven't got ties on, for example. So it's a very diverse audience for this kind of thing. So I thought fashion would be the good example to choose for all of you. And you're looking at me and you're thinking, well, we can see that you're fashionable, Dave. I can see you're thinking that. But where are your credentials for talking about fashion? So here is a picture of me. This is not a Photoshop, by the way. This really happened, in case anyone's wondering. So this is me at London Fashion Week. And we were invited to London Fashion Week for This is very early. This was to do with actually NFC tagging of clothes, so that you could learn about clothes from I don't want to spend any time talking about it. It was one of the most insane days of my entire life. Trying to explain how to use simple mobile phone applications to access important data about clothes and collections and the materials and whatever to people who are crying is a very difficult thing. So I want to skip over that. But the point is, it really happened. So if anyone wants to question my credentials about fashion, I can show you a video of me at London Fashion Week. So let's just put that one to bed. My credentials in this space are unarguable. Is everyone clear on this now? Okay, good. So we'll choose fashion as the example. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put smart labels into our clothes. So these are the kind of smart labels you can buy. So you know there's been advances in the RFID technology. So these are printable smart labels that contain RFIDs bonded inside them. So I thought that would be a really interesting example to use for our Internet of Things, because there's lots of clothes and we want to put them on the internet and then track them around for that sort of thing. And if you're wondering, well, why would you do that sort of thing? Well, of course, there's lots of applications for this kind of thing. So, for example, this is Vivienne Westwood. Vivienne Westwood is a very famous English fashion designer. I'm here to fly the flag, by the way. She's a very famous English fashion designer. And when you guys eventually leave the European Union and join what we like to think of as the Sterling Zone, she'll be one of your famous fashion designers as well. So this is a Vivienne Westwood Union Jack flag. It's not just, it looks like me just being patriotic, but that is a Vivienne Westwood flag, and this is a Vivienne Westwood store, in case you didn't know what a store looked like. And these are the RFID labels, and yes, I know they spelt it wrong, it's not me. These are the RFID labels that Vivienne Westwood is putting in the clothes. Now, there's an obvious reason for doing this, right? Because if you're the sort of person who would spend, $10,000 on a Vivienne Westwood T-shirt, right? Like, let's say that was you, for example. Like, if you're going to spend $10,000 on a Vivienne Westwood T-shirt, then you're kind of stupid. Like, I'd like your name and address, because I've got some real estate deals that you will just eat up. But if you're going to spend $10,000 on a Vivienne Westwood T-shirt, then wouldn't you want everyone to know that it was a $10,000 Vivienne Westwood T-shirt? Right, because I'm not, the truth is I'm not that on T-shirts. So if you bought a $10,000 Vivienne Westwood T-shirt, and I was looking at it, to me, it would just look like just a shitty sort of T-shirt like his. It wouldn't look like a special kind of T-shirt. Like, how would I know whether this cost $10,000 or not? So if I'm the kind of person that spends $10,000 on a T-shirt, I want the T-shirt to tell you that it costs $10,000, right? How am I going to, like, if you're looking at me, if you didn't know, or think about watches. Like, if you're the sort of person that's going to spend $100,000 on a watch, by the way, KJ, I was looking at the Swiss regulations on cash usage. There's a specific exemption in Switzerland. You have to report cash transactions of 10,000 euros or more, except the purchase of watches, where the limit is 100,000 euros. 100,000 euros, because that's considered in Switzerland day-to-day purchase. I mean, why would you want to report the purchase of a 99,000 euro watch? You wouldn't. But if you had a 99,000 euro watch, you'd certainly spend 99,050 euros to have a fuck-off watch that could tell everybody else this is a 99,000 euro watch. Wouldn't you? Like, what's the point of having a 99,000 euro watch if you can't tell everybody else this is a 99,000 euro watch? But of course, there's an issue here now, because now if I'm a counterfeiter and I want to make a counterfeit 99,000 euro watch, I've got to put a little bit of effort in, right? I've got to make the watch work. I've got to make it look good, right? If I'm just going to make a cheap knockoff, all I've got to do now is steal the chip. I don't really have to work that hard to make the watch a good counterfeit. I just need a watch. You could just take any old cheap counterfeit watch like this one down here. You could take any old cheap counterfeit watch like this, and you can put the chip in it, and now it says it's a 99,000 euro watch. So it'd be useful if there was a little bit of security around this stuff. This is an iPad application. That's an RFID scanning wand. You can connect your iPad. I can't remember the exact specifications, but I think that can scan about 100 items a second at a range of 50 meters. I don't remember exactly. But the idea is, if I have one of those connected to my iPhone now, like this one, for example, if I had this connected to my iPhone and you had tags in your clothes, now I would know what everybody in here is wearing. And I might be very interested in that. Stop looking at me like that, not because I'm a pervert. I am a pervert, but that's not why I'd be interested in what everyone's wearing. I'd be interested in what everybody is wearing because I guarantee out of the 7 billion human beings on Earth, the chances that anybody else in the entire universe is wearing, what does this mean? Sorry.
Thing, yeah.
The chances that anybody else in this, I don't know his little secret handshakes and signs and things. The chances that anybody else in the entire universe is wearing that jacket, that shirt, that undershirt, those pants, those socks, those shoes, those jeans is statistically nil. If I know what you're wearing, I can identify every single person in this room absolutely uniquely. Now, of course, that's not why I would do it. I would have other reasons for doing it. So, for example, I would find this kind of technology very useful, for example, for washing machines, right? Because you take the clothes and you put them in the washing machine, and then the washing machine could read all the tags, and it could tell you, oh, you can't wash this thing with that thing. You can't put these two things together. That has to be on a different temperature. Who wouldn't want a washing machine that could do... How much extra would you pay for a washing machine that could do that? 100 euros, 200 euros, 500 euros? There's a massive amount of value to be unlocked there, right? I would easily pay 500 euros for a washing machine that could do that. Come on. I'm always putting things in and getting them wrong and getting them mixed up, putting them wrong. And I've been told 1,000 times, by the way, about this. So, but the other thing I quite like is, for example, like let's say I was staying at Connie's house. And I'm wondering if Connie has any interesting new underwear at the moment. Now, right now, this is a very time-consuming and inefficient process because I have to wait until she's out of the room, and then I have to go and look through the drawers and see if there's anything new there. And I don't know what all the labels and brands are, so I have to double-check them against my little notebook to see which are the new ones and this kind of thing. It's very time-consuming. It's very inefficient. This will be a much better way of doing it, right? So Connie invites me over for dinner. I can just pull up my iPad. Wow. All right. See how that took a few milliseconds? Isn't that an improvement, Dennis? This was what you were talking about when you were talking about process efficiency and so on. But the slight problem with that is, what if somebody... You see, the thing is, what if I'm not supposed to be looking at Connie's underwear? I mean, let's just pretend. What if you don't want me knowing what pants you're wearing? What if you don't want me, by the way, if there's any entrepreneurs in the room, this is my business idea. I'm going to connect this to Tinder, right? So when you swipe, no, because it would be like, so if like you swipe, like, not just as an example, suppose you swipe me on Tinder. I know it would be irresistible. You swipe me on Tinder. And what if Tinder could tell you if I'm wearing new pants today, right? That's the sort of thing women are interested in. I don't care, but women like that sort of thing, right? So what if you could connect Tinder? Are you disturbed about this yet? Because if you're not, I'm disturbed. If you guys are not scared by what I'm showing you here, then I'm very worried about you. I'm also worried about, like, what happens if it cuts us out the loop? I mean, what happens if, like, suppose I give my underwear permission to talk to certain people, and then all of a sudden I find my underwear has been talking to Connie's underwear behind my back. It's getting us out of the loop. This is very worrying. So we have to do something about security. And what we're going to do about security is we're going to put my pants on the blockchain. That's the challenge. So you say, okay, we're going to put things on the blockchain, blah, blah, blah. And I made fun of people putting things on the blockchain. We're going to put my pants on the blockchain. You think I'm joking? I really am not. We're going to put my pants on the blockchain, and I'm going to rise to the challenge. I'm not some bullshit consultant guy, just, oh, we're going to do it, oh, because blockchain. We're going to put my pants on the blockchain, and I'm going to show you what's going to be in the blocks. Right? I'm serious about this stuff. So, there's one slight problem. There are a group of reactionary Luddite saboteurs who don't want to see this new world come into existence. And I call them lawyers for short. And this is from... So just in case you think I'm making this cut, this is a real legal paper from a real law journal from last year. Maybe your underwear does not need to be connected to the internet. These people are no fun, so we're going to ignore them, okay? Because we all want to put our pants on the net. So how is the blockchain going to do this? Well, the blockchain has a special and unusual connection with Internet of Things. And I've quoted Eric Schmidt. See, I actually said this first, but nobody listened. When I said it, whatever. Eric says it, all of a sudden everyone thinks it's important. There is an odd connection between the blockchain and the Internet of Things, because on the blockchain, you can't copy things, right? So if I have normal software stuff in databases and whatever, like a ticket for a football match, and I sell it to Mark, I'm sending him a copy of it. But there's an isomorphism between the blockchain and the real world, which is different. You can't have copies. If I give my ticket to Mark, now it's in Mark's wallet and it's not in my wallet anymore. So I know it sounds crazy, but there is a weird connection between blockchain and Internet of Things. And that flags up to me, my pants have got a future on a shared ledger. It's telling me my pants are going places on this, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I promise I'll give people 4 choices of what to put in the blocks, and then I'll finish. So what if the label on my pants wasn't just a number, right? So I'm standing up here right now, and I scan your pants. This could happen. And when I scan your pants, what I get back isn't a number I can go and look up in a database. What I get back from your pants is a pointer to a smart contract. And I know, I agree with everything everybody said, they're not smart, they're not contracts, they're just bits of software. But my smart contract pants, talking to your smart contract pants, could invoke some logic which isn't available if we're just talking about numbers. Because then your pants could decide whether to talk to my pants or not, right? Like, do my pants have the right digital signatures? Do they have the right properties? Do they have the right attributes? And then we could do this in a very private way, because there's a technology for putting cryptographic proofs onto the blockchain rather than the data itself. So if anyone says, we're going to put land registries on the blockchain, they're insane. If they talk about putting cars on the blockchain, mad, right? Any kind of personally identifiable information on the blockchain, insane. Can we make smart contracts work on the blockchain so that they can keep our pants private, but allow our pants to interact with each other according to some real rules? I think we can. So I want you to take this seriously. I want you to join my initial pants offering. They're like initial coin offerings, but they relate only to my pants. I want you to join my initial pants offering, because if we work together, Vincent, my pants could be on the blockchain by the end of the day. That's my promise to you. We can be billionaires doing that. We can be billionaires doing it.
Okay.
Put pants on the blockchain. Don't listen to the lawyers. Don't listen to the spoilsport.